Tonight on Elon Local News. Global residents speaking out, why students want to change in parking. A look at Elon Dining's acai bowls. How a Burlington bookstore is giving people a second chance. All that and more. Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Samantha Casamento. And I'm Amanda Gibson. Students living in the Global neighborhood are petitioning for parking changes. Campus Safety and Police sent an email the day of Thursday's basketball game telling Global residents to move their cars or risk being towed. Frustrated students started a petition to change the parking rules. Hannah Nelson signed the petition and has to move her car on game days.
I understand why they need us to move our cars as there is a lack of parking, but it is very annoying for a lot of residents, especially with little to day of notice.
Right now, Global residents can park in the Global lot, the Rhodes Stadium lot, and the Hunt B lot in Char. But for basketball and football games, Elon University requires students to move their cars to other lots on campus. Students are asking for at least 48 hours of notice before they have to move their vehicles. Elon opened up more lots to students and a cheaper permit fee. Global resident Destiny Speaker says that when it comes to parking, students are not being considered.
It's like they care more about the people who are visiting, which makes sense because they want people to come here, but we also pay thousands of dollars to be here at the same time. So it's like, I guess we're not a priority for them.
As of today, the parking petition has 159 signatures. Elon News Network contacted the Director of Campus Safety and Police, Dennis Franks, but he denied our request for an on-camera interview. Construction on the new Elon Elementary School building is well underway. Our Maeve Ashbrook checked in on the project's progress.
In a phone interview with ENN, Elon Elementary Principal Jack Davern says the new school on Walker Road is coming together.
We love our elementary school right here. However, we've outgrown it.
After celebrating the construction's halfway mark in November, the building looks almost complete.
As principal, I've gone out and I've, go up in the parking lot and I sit there and I try to visualize now, like, okay, car riders are going to come in here.
Elon University funded the new building and is overseeing construction. Vice President of University Communications, Dan Anderson, says the new school's location will help Elon University to expand and reduce traffic.
Everyone benefits from the safety, both the children who are going to that school now and have to cross Haggard Avenue and travel on that, and the Elon students who walk down Haggard Avenue and cross that street.
Once the school is complete, Elon University will hand over full control of the facilities to the Alamance Burlington school system. Elon plans to demolish the current school to build a new quad, academic buildings, dormitories, and even a dining hall as part of their master plan in the next 10 to 20 years.
It's going to be an exciting time for them to have access to a brand new school that's modern in every sense of the word. That school had lived its useful life out, and I know they're going to be very happy.
Maeve Ashbrook, Elon Local News.
More information on the expansion of campus onto Elon Elementaries can be found in the 2016 Campus Master Plan Update. Elon Dining says the acai bowls at Clohan Dining Hall are a great way to start your day. According to the World Health Organization, people should eat no more than 25 grams of sugar a day. 1/2 cup of acai at Clohan Hall has 21 grams. Elon Dining is serving bowls made up of acai sorbet, not acai puree. Clancy Erickson is a freshman at Elon and says she likes to have acai bowls as a healthy side dish with her meals. Erickson says Elon Dining should put the nutrition facts by the acai station. Next time she visits Clohan Dining Hall, she will keep this information in mind.
I'll probably just have an apple instead, to be honest. I thought an acai bowl was really healthy, not very sugary.
Guest Experiences Manager at Elon Dining, Casey Claflin, and Elon Dining nutritionist Tabir Khan say acai is a good vegan option for those who don't want ice cream or a substitution for yogurt if you're dairy-free. When it comes to making your acai bowl at Elon, Khan has tips for how to make it healthier.
I'm not going to go so heavy on the acai part. Probably just put like 1 scoop, but then go heavier on like the nuts or fruits, and like I would mostly do strawberries and blueberries and go heavier on that versus going heavy on acai.
Acai is also occasionally served at Lakeside Dining Hall during breakfast. Next time you choose acai for a healthy snack at an Elon dining location, you may want to check the ingredients listed on its website.
Around campus, LGBTQIA students are reacting to the charges against Jussie Smollett for faking an attack. New evidence today shows the Empire star may have written a check to stage a hate crime attack against himself. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said Smollett, quote, took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career, end quote. Elon senior Rachel Brunson says she believes this incident will make it harder for people in her community to report hate crimes.
We don't necessarily get the luxury of being our own people and being separated from the mistakes that people who share the same identities with us do. So if he is not telling the truth, my biggest concern is that it's going to make it more hard for people who share identities with him to report hate crimes.
The Chicago Police Department charged Smollett with disorderly conduct for filing a false police report. His bond is set at $100,000.
Hurricanes, snowstorms, and an effort to unionize. These are some of the major issues President Connie Book dealt with this academic year. Our Maya Eglin has more on her first year in office.
It feels like a blink of an eye.
On March 1st, Dr. Connie Book will celebrate her one-year anniversary as president here at Elon. She says most of her days start with reflection.
My morning prayer is good morning, God, to remember I'm not alone in this.
Book says being president taught her to be connected to the community.
Being it's about people, about the development of people, about relationships.
But it wasn't without challenges. Winter storms and hurricanes added some road bumps for the academic year.
It's expensive for families to fly back and forth. By January at Fake Break saying, I've seen this kid 5 times. I've had 5 plane tickets, and so you can't control.
Book says her role as president isn't always what she expected.
I'll tell you what one big surprise to me has been is a lot of times I am talking to people in moments of distress. And I guess I hadn't thought about that.
Over Thanksgiving break, Book got word that a freshman had a serious head injury.
His life was in the balance. And so I called those parents and spoke to them. And how important it is for those families and for our students and alumni to know that we're thinking about them.
And Book says the death of Aramark employee Sharon Parler in January made her realize that the role as president spans beyond her office.
My background's academic, so normally I'm thinking about programs, curriculum, but the work of president is about people, the community, building peace, and how important that can be in times of distress.
Maya Eklund, Elon Local News.
For full coverage of Dr. Book's reflections on her first year, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And coming up, how organizations use Elon-thon to build relationships.
And after the break, we'll be back with our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Stay tuned, Elon.
Elon Day is coming up, and our Brian Ray is live in studio with a breakdown of the initiative. Brian?
Thank you, Amanda. Elon Day is 1 week from tomorrow. The day is meant to encourage students, families, and alumni to donate to the university. The money raised goes to 20 different university departments, including the various colleges, scholarships, and experiential learning. Last year, the community came together to raise $2 million. Since 2014, donations have gone up by almost 7%. Let's take a look at what students know about the annual fundraising day.
I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is now. It's a day where people donate money to the school, I think.
What I've heard hasn't exactly been specific, so I do not know the details now.
Honestly, I don't know that much about it, but I've heard that it's where people donate money to the school. Back into the school, making it better, making it awesome. I don't know exactly, but probably to funding new buildings or dorms or new equipment for schools.
I would imagine it goes to some sort of charity. Most things do with the events that go on campus, but like I said, I don't know any specifics.
Maybe to funding for teachers or programs, stuff like that. To Elon in general, I don't know.
Senior Director of Alumni Engagement Brian Feely could not release the official fundraising goal of Elon Day 2019, but says he hopes to exceed last year's number. Amanda and Samantha, back to you.
Thanks, Brian. Every year, Elon's dance marathon, Elon-thon, raises money for Duke Children's Hospital. Different organizations on campus dance for a Duke patient, what Elon-thon calls miracle children. Sometimes friendships between organization members and patients develop outside of the event. Our Caitlin Rundle has the story.
Elon Jr. Renee Janis is a member of the sorority Alpha Omicron Pi. AO Pi has had the same miracle child, Cassidy Goosey, for the past few years.
We met up for ice cream, so I got to meet both her sister and her mom, and it was just an absolute blast kind of getting to meet her family and to interact with her outside of Elon-thon.
Goosey has a rare disease called NPS, which means that her body is unable to break down sugar molecules.
Back then, I had this anxiety bubble, like it was really bad, but over the years, it's gotten like way better because of everything I've been doing. But AO Pi, they like came like running up to me and they're like, "Hi, we're AO Pi, we're dancing for you."
I just remember that like after I became a part of AO Pi, she immediately followed me on Instagram, like was immediately like DMing me.
For the miracle children, this year has been different than most.
This year it's been really hard because we've lost 2 miracle kids. And when we just lost one, and then at the same time I have another friend in hospice.
Despite the loss of her friends, Goosey is optimistic about this year's Elon-thon.
I have a few more new miracle kids. I'm looking to hear their stories.
Renee also had high hopes for this year, but is looking forward at the future and the great potential of Elon-thon.
I know that Cassidy interacts with so many people who are on the AO Pi team, and that really drives us to be involved in the event. And I think that continuing those relationships are what's really going to help Elon-thon grow.
Caitlin Rundle, Elon Local News.
Last year, Elon-thon raised more than $450,000. This year, Elon-thon takes place April 12th in Alumni Gym.
And our Briston Witt is live on Citroen Plaza with the Phoenix 5-day forecast. Briston.
Good evening, Elon, and I hope you all have got a chance to enjoy some of this sunshine before the sun has gone down. It was a beautiful day today. We had a high of about 60 degrees. Fortunately, as we go into the Phoenix 5-day forecast, we will have another day like today tomorrow, and it'll be about 63 degrees for the high and about 38 degrees for the low. However, on Wednesday, we can expect some showers with a high of 52 degrees and a low of 41 degrees. Thursday will be mostly cloudy with slightly warmer temperatures at a 66-degree high and a 45-degree low. Finally, going into the weekend, I suggest you grab those umbrellas as we'll be experiencing some rain on both Friday and Saturday. Friday's high will be 57 degrees with a 46-degree low, and Saturday's high will be 66 degrees with a 35-degree low. That's all we have for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Back to you, Sam and Amanda.
Thanks, Briston. And our Alexandra Schoenfeld is live in the Paul Parsons newsroom with a preview of this week's edition of The Pendulum. Alexandra.
Thank you, Amanda and Sam. In this week's edition, our top story looks at the experiences of some students here on Elon from Venezuela. Our Alex Hager sat down with some of them as they watched the crisis unfold in their home country. We also have a story that looks into community ministries, which is an initiative that's set to effect later this year, which would allow some of Elon's religious organizations to not necessarily have to abide by some of the community standards that other organizations normally have to. Some of the organizations looking to do this are InterVarsity as well as Young Life. We also have continued coverage of Connie Book's first year in office. That's all we have. Back to you.
Thanks, Alexandra. Coming up, a bookstore with opportunities.
What was supposed to be a busy weekend for the Phoenix ended up being postponed. I have the sports update after the break.
One local business in downtown Burlington is giving books and people a second chance. I took a trip to Persnickety Books this weekend to talk to the new owner. Persnickety Books has been in downtown Burlington for over a year and is lined wall to wall with books. Mayor of Burlington, Ian Baltutis, recently bought the bookstore with his wife, feeling a special connection to the business that has become a part of their community.
It's become such a staple in the community, and that everybody has a different reason why they love coming to the bookstore. This store is bringing an amazing amount of people to downtown Burlington, which is exactly what we need.
In addition to bringing business to Burlington, the store will create more jobs for those who need it. Baltudis is partnering with Benevolence Farms and Sustainable Alamance, a group that helps ex-felons find work. Baltudis says this issue is important to him as both an entrepreneur and a politician.
When folks come out of prison, they've got a criminal record, it can be really hard for them to find employment, which makes it particularly hard to pay the rent, pay child support, and be able to support their family.
These ex-felons will work at a warehouse sorting books before the books go to the store. The new general manager for the bookstore, Darren Miles, was excited to join this project.
Everyone deserves a second chance, you know? And just hearing stories of how tough it can be for people who have made mistakes in the past and have changed.
Baltudis is currently in contact with ex-felons and potential employees, one of whom has a special connection to books, a story that inspired Baltudis.
One of the felons that we've been talking to read 200 books while he was in prison for a year. And that helped him stay focused, and it helped him stay on track. And one of the first things that he asked when we started talking to him was, can we donate books to the Alamance County Jail?
Baltudis says warehouse employees might make an appearance as a sales associate in the bookstore after some time in the warehouse. Amanda Gibson, Elon Local News. Benevolence Farm and Sustainable Alamance were unavailable for comment. ENN will continue to follow this story as ex-felons are employed.
And our John Sarver has the sports update. John.
There was quite a bit of basketball played over the weekend at Schar Center. Both the men's and women's teams played a pair of home games. The men's team won against their first matchup against UNC Wilmington, but they were unable to keep the momentum, dropping Saturday night's game against College of Charleston 84-74. It was senior night for the men's team on Saturday. All 4 seniors were honored before the game. Senior Steven Santa Anna played only 8 minutes on Saturday and did not score while battling an illness. This follows his 31-point performance on Thursday night. The women's team struggled against James Madison on Friday night. James Madison cruised to 74-46 victory in Schar Center. The tough times continued on Sunday for the women's team, losing to Towson 59-50. Elon's baseball team is currently playing Wake Forest at home. The game was originally scheduled for last Friday, but was postponed due to rain. Yesterday, the team traveled to Winston-Salem and won 11-1 against Wake Forest and 5-1 against Quinnipiac. Softball was busy this weekend, playing 5 games in the Florida State Unconquered Invitational. The Phoenix finished the weekend with a record of 1-3-1. Both of Elon's tennis teams did not play this weekend due to rain. All 6 tennis matches were either canceled or postponed. There is a new addition to Elon's football coaching staff. I sat down with him to talk about his coaching career and what he will be doing as the Director of High School Relations for Elon Football.
Hal Capps has been coaching football in the Carolinas for nearly 35 years. His longest coaching tenure was 18 years at Western Alamance High School, right down the road from Elon. This is his first college football job, and he says he is excited about transitioning to college.
You know, I was fortunate enough to be the head coach of the Shrine Bowl, North Carolina Shrine Bowl team in 2014. It gave me a glimpse of what recruiting was. You know, we handpicked players. You can't do that in a regular high school setting.
Cap says that his relationship with coaches in the Carolinas will serve him greatly in his new position.
You know, when you're in North Carolina 32 years as a football coach, you build a lot of relationships with high school coaches, assistant coaches who are now head coaches. And so I think that's one thing that I'm really going to be able to bring to the table for Elon University is my relationship with coaches.
Capps knows the importance of academics at Elon University and how it is important to recruit athletes that are strong in their academics.
Well, I think the number one thing is we got to look at the student. Is he going to be able to stay in school? Does he have the work ethic? Does he have the study habits? Are we going to have to really stay on him all the time? Is he mature for his age? You know, I think there's no need to bring in a superstar when he's only going to be here 1 semester or 2 semesters. That doesn't help our program, and that's not what Elon's about.
Capps is most looking forward to a chance to return home and be close to his family.
And with us being so far away, we never got to spend much time with him except during the holidays. And so now it's going to be a lot different and, you know, reunite with some of those old friendships.
While his impact on the field is yet to be seen, you can be sure Capps will be on the recruiting trail soon. John Sarver, Elon Local News. The team is back in the weight room and getting ready for the start of next season. Samantha and Amanda, back to you.
After the break, Elon's newest champion.
While the men's basketball team didn't take the win this weekend, a tiny fan in the crowd did leave the night with a victory. Our Rachel Ellis got to know the winner of the first ever Elon Diaper Dash. Take a look.
The face of a winner.
You won! I'm pretty sure he pooped.
Owen Pursley is 11 months old. He's now the first ever Elon Diaper Dash champ.
We were really excited. He's been practicing, working hard, crawling all over everywhere. Yeah.
His mom anticipating a victory for the energetic toddler.
We had pretty high hopes for him because he's so active and loves crawling.
But you can't forget the help from his fans.
I think just trying to talk to him, and we had some friends that were helping us along, and I brought his favorite book, Chug Chug Big Tractor, and some of his favorite blocks.
Even through a few moments of doubt,
He immediately sat, and then I was like, oh no, this is not good. He's not gonna crawl.
the Pursley team never took their eye off the prize.
Diapers are expensive, so we'll take it, right? Huh?
Celebrating the win with a bottle in hand and soon some sleep.
I think he's really tired, so we're getting into the I'm exhausted phase.
After a night's rest, training for next year's race will soon begin.
We'll do a walking competition next year. How's that sound? All right, bud, let's roll out.
Heading home as a champion. Rachel Ellis, Elon Local News.
Quick. Well, what a precious little kid. I hope to see him hopefully at Elon in what, 18, 19 years? So that was so cute.
Owen was the cutest. I love this package that Rachel did. I mean, it was just, he's the cutest little kid.
And I heard the game on Saturday was packed, and there were over 3,000 fans, which is a huge turnout for an Elon basketball game. And so I think a lot of it was baby fever, everyone wanting to see the cute little kids crawling around on the gym floor.
Oh,
I know,
for sure.
It was so cute.
For sure. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on the air, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.